Depending on when you're seeing this video, you will know that I have a new space to make videos, which is why it's so echoey here right now. It's still a work in progress. As you can see, the background is still not done. And I'm also getting some extra lights that I can use for shooting and to add some color to the background. And so today, we're going to be doing a review of that. Hi, welcome to ZGadgetReview. I got this today in the mail. This is a set of lights. This is the case that it comes in. The brand is GVM, which stands for Great Video Maker. So either this is going to make a great video maker or you are a great video maker because you have these lights. I don't know. That branding is really stupid in my opinion, but what can you do? So it comes in this carrying case, so it makes it easy to travel and take the lights around if you are going to be doing that. You just open the case here, and inside we're going to have the lights and everything that you need in here. So here we have two pieces of plastic that look like diffusers. Put them here on the side. Some box in here. The plugs for the lights, so it comes with its own plug. There's another one in here. Tripod. So
we have tripods in here that you could use if you don't have tripods.
It's a package that can give you everything that you need. So we have this tripod here. Tripod looks all right, kind of cheap. It has this knob so you can pull in and out. Without tripods or anything else, so you can do the math. This is technically, if you then in here we have what I'm assuming are the lights. So we have one light here, and this, there's nothing else in there. These lights are actually pretty big. So looking at the light, you can see it there. It's pretty big. It's all plastic all around, so it's not metal. I do like the size. I'm gonna say that the size is big. It's a lot bigger than I thought they were. And they're actually bigger than the lights that I have right now that I've been using to do these videos for a while. And they are also more expensive than these two lights and the tripods and everything combined. They're not super expensive, but they are more expensive than this package. If I was starting and this package existed, I would have definitely invested on a package like this because I would have saved a lot more money. And if you see my previous video where I talked about how I make videos and what I used to make videos, I've always gone for the cheaper way of doing this because I don't want to spend a lot of money doing this until I start making some money out of the channel. But I also want things to look good. So, you know, if you're in that situation, there's usually the conundrum of how much should I invest into this, especially if it's not something you're going to dedicate a lot of time to. You're just going to do it as a hobby once in a while. That also comes into play. So it's not the smoothest tripod, but again, for the price, it will do what you need, which is stand on the ground and hold your light where you need it. So that what you're hearing is the ratcheting on the bottom. So there you go. Looks pretty nice, right? Pretty big. Think it's centered. It also comes with an instruction booklet that has a lot of information actually. So if you've never used one of these lights before and you don't have a clue on what you're doing, at least this booklet will give you an idea of what the buttons are for, what the screen reads, and all those things. So it's nice that they include this because most of the time something like this is not included. I have the light plugged in. I'm going to turn it on, and then it's turning on to green. I haven't set it to green, but it's on green right now. The brightness, I guess, it's so that's getting brighter right there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, that's really bright. The whole room is pretty much green right now. Can you see that? Let me see if I put it on the wall behind me. So you can see that it's getting all green. There, you can see it better there, right? So let's go ahead, change the color. So there I'm going to blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, green. I have downloaded the app now, and so we have the light here that brightest that it gets. I have it set to 4500 Kelvin, and you can control things via the app or via the buttons in the back. The buttons in the back is a little trickier to get done, but I'm going to show you how to do it both ways. Let me start with the app. So on the app, as you can see here, we have the minimum and maximum brightness on the top. At the bottom, we have the temperature and the power button. So you can change the temperature, make it as warm as you want, or make it as cold as you want. I'm going to lower the brightness a little bit so you can see the LEDs better. Now, we have, obviously, as I showed you earlier, the different colors. So here you will go to HSI, and then you can change the colors. You have a color wheel here that you can move around in order to get the colors that you want. So I have kind of like fuchsia, pinkish. Then if I want to go red, here you can pick the type of red that you want. And of course, you can make it stronger. So right now it's lower, but I can make it really red. And as you can see, or it's more pink, I guess, actually. So let's go red. So those are the different lights. And you have, it looks, you can make different colors. You can make it as green as you want, stuff like that. Now we have the scenes. For the scenes, you do get, there's going to be some strobing. So if you're susceptible to that, I'm letting you know ahead of time. So I'm going to go into the scenes, and it's going to have strobing lights. So it's going to go into in 3, 2, 1. So here we have the scene that they call paparazzi, which I'm assuming is supposed to be like light bulbs, flashlights, from the cameras. Then we're going to go disco, which is actually kind of like party. I'm going to lower the intensity a little bit there so you can see the colors better. So we have disco. Let's go to party, which to me looks exactly the same, just a little faster. We have a bad light bulb, so a light bulb that keeps turning on and off. Then we have candle. So if you have a candle light, that is what it's supposed to be doing right now. Let's go to TV. So if you want to show like a TV is on, when you're shooting something, you want to put it in front of someone. Then we have lighting. So if you want to do the effects of lighting on the window or something like that, that is supposed to be mimicking that effect. And finally, we have cop car, things like that. So those are the scenes. I will say it is pretty responsive. Getting the app was a little bit of a pain because they have two apps for their LED light. One is GVM LED, the other one's GVM2 LED. So for this type of lights, you need to do the GVM2. It does require you to create an account. It does require you to sign up with them if you want to use the app. But if you don't want to use the app, then you can use the knobs in the back. Here you have your brightness. As you can see, has a nice LED screen that gives you the information. So there were 100. Here you can control the warmth of the light. So as you can see, 3700 goes all the way down to 3200 and all the way up to 5600. In order to go to the next mode, for example, RGB, you click here once and now you're in RGB mode. Here you can control again the brightness of your light, and here you can control the color that you want to use. So here, as you can see, the numbers are changing, and that is also changing the colors on the light. Now, if you press it one more time, then it's going to take you to change the intensity of the color. So here you can change how strong you want that color to be. And so if we go here one more time, then we go back to your regular light. In order to go into the scenes, you just gotta hold this button, just remember that we're going to have some flickering going on. So if you're susceptible to that, I'm letting you know ahead of time, we're about to go into flickering lights. And so here we are on scene 8. And to change the scenes, all you have to do is press here. And so we're on scene 1 right now. And you go scene 2, and you get the idea. Just press this. The lights have a mode where they connect to each other, so you can control both lights with one. And these are lights from China, and so there's some issues with translation here. So just so you know, for some reason they call this the slave mode. And sadly, what that means is that one light will be considered the, I can't believe I have to say this, slave, and the other one will be considered master. So if you go into mode, this light, for example, will become the master, and the other will become the S1, and then you can control both lights using one. So anything that happens on this light will be communicated to the other light. So that's the modes, and then the other mode is the app mode, so you can use the app. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to change the lights that I use for my video usually, which is one here and one here, with this light and the other light that I have here. Now, another thing that I would like to add is I'm not going to be using the diffusers that come with this because I don't really trust them. These little plastic things, in my opinion, are not that good. Of course, you can use them yourself if you want to. I personally am not going to use them. Right now I have my regular newer lights, which are set at 100% each. They're both set to 4500 Kelvin. And like I said, I have one here and I have one right here. So this is what it looks like. And the settings for the camera will be appearing on screen as well. Now, I'm not going to be changing the settings for the camera at all. All I'm going to be doing is changing the lights with the new lights that I just got, same settings. These are the lights set up now exactly like they were set up before, my old lights. I'm gonna say that I don't like it. It's really, really bright. I don't know if you can see how bright it is. Like that light is burning my retina. Right now I have it at 100 volts, 4500 Kelvin. So they're set up exactly as my other lights are set up, which are softer. The other thing that you might have noticed is that they don't have barn doors, which makes it a little harder to control when I put the diffusers on. Diffusers, like I said, I'm using these old shirts. And so when you put these things, they have to slide into the light, which is not the easiest thing to do. But I just want you to see what the difference is when you have the lights at 100% and the difference between what it looks like with this lights and without the lights. Now, keep in mind that right now what you're seeing has not been color corrected or anything. I'm giving you the footage exactly as it appears when the camera is taking it, so there's no tweaks or anything done to it. Of course, if you tweak it and things like that, you can make it look better, you know, and make it look whatever way you want. But this is what the lights look like. These lights are the R500R and they retail for $150. Now you get, as you saw, both lights with tripods and plugs. The light doesn't get too hot, which is good because the back is plastic. Most of the heat is located here on the top, not on the sides. It gets warm enough, but it's not hot to the touch. It is warm to the touch. I've had this light and the other light that's back there for about an hour, hour and a half on, and it is pretty comfortable to touch, as you can see that I'm doing it. Now, would I recommend these lights? I will recommend these lights if you are someone who's just getting started and you want to get a package that includes everything that you might need to get started for a low price. If you're someone who's going to be planning on traveling around and taking these lights around, the fact that they are plastic gives me a little pause. The case is really nice and most likely will keep the lights protected. But if you are a professional who's going to be traveling around, I wouldn't recommend these lights because I feel that the lights might break in one of those trips. I'm mainly going to be using these lights for RGB for the background. And for RGB, these lights do a great job. They're very, very bright, which is what I need to counteract the lights that I'm using for the rest of the video. If you want to get these lights or any of the things that I use to make videos, you can go in the description section. I'll have everything linked down there. Anything you buy helps the channel. Do you own these lights? What are the best settings for them? Put them in the comment section. It'll really help anybody who might be looking at these lights to use it themselves. And they might be able to use the settings that you use to make their own videos, especially if it's people who are just getting started. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section. That is it for me. Go ahead and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.